Hi, y'all. It's your girl Toddy from Toddy's Little Nook. And I am here right now to tell you guys how March went. It did it. Welcome back for all of those returning to the channel. And if you're new here, please pull up a chair, get yourself a nice drink, settle in to me talking about my Back to Book Challenge 2026, where I read one book, hard copy book a month. Yes, that's one book a month. That's 12 books this year to take time to step back, relax, and kind of focus in on reading as opposed to my busy life and busy schedule, which most likely needs to just be better organized. Okay, so I'm gonna get right into my Nook diaries. Okay, so you guys can know exactly what is going on. So I'm sitting out here. It's 8:57 on the morning of March 31st, and I have literally read 22 pages this entire month. It's just crazy, y'all. And I'm at this point where I'm wondering, like, just having a lot of thoughts about, like, should I even continue this channel? Should I continue doing this? I don't know, because of the fact that my time, my schedule, procrastinating, whatever you want to call it, it's just been a thing. But I really love this book. And I think part of it was that I knew that I'd already read this book already. So I kept telling myself, oh, I could just read it. I could just read it because I can kind of like breeze through it. But the truth is that the part of the reason that I was doing the Back to Books challenge this year was to set up time to read. And I have to be honest and say I haven't been doing that. So now it's the mad dash. You know, I'm outside of my Nook right now. I'm not able to read, but I will try in the next 24 hours to get this full book read. Inside my Nook, outside my Nook, between, work breaks and everything that I have to do today. I am so committed to this and I want to bring this to you guys. So if you're interested and you are also reading along, or you're just curious about my journey, please like, subscribe, share, comment, because this is so important to me, and I know it's important to other people to try to make balance in your life between the things that is, between the things that are important to you versus the things that we have to do every day, our obligations. So again, wish me luck. You will see. If tomorrow I get a video out, that means I finished the book. If not, I will still post a video. But I just wanted to be honest with you guys about how difficult it's been for me to keep up with this challenge. And I don't know. I'm starting to feel like I can't do it. So that makes me sad. But at the same time, we will see. So, if I haven't been reading this month, what have I been doing? Well, as usual, I have been working and doing all the things I need to do to continue on my career. I think I told you guys in a previous video how since I want to say about 2020 or so, I've been working on career advancements, yada, 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 boring, boring, boring. We are here for the fun, for the enjoyment of reading and writing. So, what have I been doing also in regard to writing? Well, in March, I did have a day, what I call like a spring day, where I went to a bookstore. I got some writing done, some drafting, and that was really exciting. And I'm happy about that. So I have been doing a little tiny bit writing, nowhere where I need to be. So I have to get focused on that. But I have been watching TV. Think about this Look Nook, okay? So guys, I have a confession to make. I never saw until recently Stranger Things. I know. Everybody who's somebody was into Stranger Things, but it never really, got me interested. I thought it was more horror, and that's not one of my top genres. I rarely ever watch true horror, maybe some speculative horror, just that have more like that fantasy element. And I found out that that's what Stranger Things is. So I was able to, watch Stranger Things and use it as a time to bond with and people, and as I was watching it, now we're now on season 4. Actually, I think we're at the beginning of season 5. This show is amazing, and I plan to talk about it a little bit more. It combines all my favorite stuff, historical fiction. It's set in the 80s for the 1.5 people out there who have never seen it. That's all right. We're cool. We are okay. And it also has fantasy elements. I would even say at some points it had some sci-fi elements or science fantasy. I guess that's a way to call it. It was so good. And most importantly, I have a top, like, I guess 50 shows of all time. And on that list is a lot of fantasy and science fiction for me. And I want to say one of my top fantasy, shows is what was Game of Thrones. I did read several other books. I'm a part of the book fan base and waiting for, if ever, the next book to come out. Winds of Winter. Yeah, that's been painful. Leave that alone. So, the fact that I think that this show may rise above my number one show, which is Sense8, which is amazing show. It's just very deep and complex and has pushed me out of my box. That's my number one. But Game of Thrones is like my number two fantasy, or very pretty close up there. So I would have to look at the list again. I may share it with you guys. But anyway, I've been watching TV. Just to be honest, it's just so much easier to just sit and de-stress and bond, because it's a shared activity. It's something that I, enjoy doing. But I realized that, I just did not finish out this book like I needed to, but I am. I'm going to finish this book tonight. I've gotten in, I want to say, about 20 more pages since the Nook Diary, but I will. It's so good. It's a good book. It's a reread. I'm moving through it at the speed of light. So now I just want to get into what everybody is here for, I'm sure, because as I finish this book, I'm going to go full steam ahead into March. Out of March. Sorry. Oops. We're doing April, full steam ahead into April. And, but I think one of the things that I was talking about in my Nook Diaries is just this idea of like, am I able to really do it? I think tonight is going to be the test. If I can get this book done tonight, then I could kind of regroup and really look at what's happening and if this Back to Books challenge is really serving the purpose that it's supposed to, because that's what it's all about. I shouldn't be rushing like I'm writing a paper or about to submit my thesis, feeling anxious and nervous. And to be honest with you, I'm not feeling anxious, nervous. I really like this book. So when I, took more time to read it after I did the diaries, I was really enjoying it and I couldn't put it down. That's always a good sign, right? So without further ado, I am going to patch you guys into when I did my March. Why do I keep saying that? I'm so sorry. When I did my April reveal this morning. Okay? So check that out. Here it is. The April Back to Books Challenge book reveal. So let's see what we have. Oh, these are always so tight and hard to get out. Okay. And April is, a dummy book, a dummy book. Let's see. A Hunger Like No Other. Hunger Like No Other. Well, I think the challenge with this book is we talked about how I couldn't find it anywhere, and the one that was supposed to be delivered to me, I was hoping that it would, and then it never came. I still haven't got my money back, but I will. So I'm going to actually have to locate this book in order to be able to read it in the month of April. So you guys wish me luck, because that is the April pick. A Hunger Like No Other by Kresley Cole. I'm so excited to finally read it. It was highly recommended back then, and now it's finally off my to be read TBR list for 100 years and into the present. Yeah, boy. I'm so excited to be reading a new book, my first new book on the Back to Books Challenge 2026. So this is going to be exciting, and maybe it'll be the motivation I need to actually get on a reading schedule for April, which is my goal going into. So the test is once again is going to be today. If I could finish this book today on the 31st of a day of March, and then tomorrow get that video out, then I think I am going to continue to commit to the channel and see where it takes me. I definitely need to do more structuring. I think that's a part of it. I mean, at this point, can I even call myself a reader, a book reader, even a writer, considering I probably only did one draft this entire month. Not a draft, but like drafting of more like outlining. Let's put it that way. Brainstorming and outlining. Can I say that? Um, because look at this, guys. I look at the credits I have for audiobooks. This is how I've been reading for the last couple of years. Mostly audiobooks, and then sometimes I was able to do some e-reading. So because of that, this goes to show you just how much I'm not reading. The fact that I am at, like the last day trying to finish a book is showing you that I'm barely getting one book done a month. But we're not going to be negative. We're going to be positive. I know you guys are rooting for me. I really do. And I know that I can potentially do this, but I really have to rethink what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. I want to read more. My life is kind of hectic and chaotic, and there's some great things going on in my life as well. Like I said, a lot of it is work, but I'm trying to spend more time with family or bonding, time at home, and also doing things that I find interesting, but also getting more rest in, which is so important for my mental health. And also doing things like, speaking with people who are, professional, who can help me, like, change like my health, and I recognize on days where I'm like feeling healthier and I'm doing more healthier things and getting sleep, I'm more likely to read, or I'm more likely to have my schedule and aligned to the point where I have time to read or even try to think about my writing. So I think those are some of the goals that I walk into April this year, and to see if I can continue this channel. I would love to continue this channel, but at the same time, I have to be more realistic about whether I'm going to be able to do that and share this with you and build community with you all, which I am really hoping that I can do. So I thank you guys once again for stopping by. Until next time.